I'm Rod Wall, B'n'M Prostaff member, tournament angler and guide. This morning I'd like to introduce you to what I feel is probably the best guide or tournament angler pole on the market for tight lining, which has become a very versatile technique used by most of your anglers today, especially tournament anglers. And what I feel is the best pole, which is made by B'n'M Poles. You can find any of the information at bnmpoles.com. This happens to be a 14-foot Bucks graphite jigging pole. This pole's been in production probably for close to 30 years. It was originally, from what I understand, designed as a jigging pole, and as techniques evolved over the years, spider rigging, which is what most people call it, tight lining, pushing, has become the predominant trolling method. It's very versatile. You can employ these tactics year-round. But there again, I was introduced to the Bucks graphite jigging pole by B'n'M. I previously had used the PSTs, which are the Prostaff trolling poles, which is a good pole. It's a great pole, actually. But this one is designed a little bit more for that lighter, more sensitive bite during tough times, which when we have a cold front come through, like we have now, the fish will become a little more lethargic. So what I like to use is, there again, no more than about a ½ ounce of lead. This is a very, very limber pole. It's got plenty of backbone, great eyes, a foam handle, and a great reel seat. It's got excellent balance. You could actually use this thing as a jigging pole around brush if you wanted to. But being in a 14-foot length, as you can see, with a good setup, and you can get a variation of rod holders. There's several different great manufacturers out there like Tight-Lok and Slabmaster. But this setup here, I'm working 8 poles. That's typically the way we fish in tournaments, is with 8 poles per boat, up to 2 hooks. But I'm gonna, since I'm working over some structure out on the main river ledge this morning, I'm just going with a single minute rig, and a ½ ounce lead, and just hopefully we can get into some fish. So let's bait up, marinate some minnows, and let's see what we can do with these BGJPs. Very subtle bite. Just ease it down. One of the great properties of this rod is that it does have such a light action tip. On a real light bite like we've got right now, it's about 32 degrees this morning. Even though these are small fish, a lot of times the bigger fish, if they start to feel that resistance from that pole, it's too stiff, they'll let it go. Biggest thing I can tell you, if you don't have B'n'M in your boat, you're getting whipped and you don't even know it. See the full product line? Go to bnmpoles.com, and I think you'll be more than satisfied. These people have been doing this a long time, and they have definitely mastered the rods. They have a rod for any technique for crappie fishing. One poling, long line trolling, which I'm fond of here in South Carolina. Of course, those South Carolina, North Carolina boys, we kind of argue over who actually developed that technique, but B&M has poles for that. Great poles. I like the PSTs and the Roger Gants, but that's another whole segment there. Bite's a little bit slow this morning. I'll give you guys a break. I'm going to find another top out here on this river ledge. Hopefully once the sun gets on up a little bit, we'll get into a little bit more action. Good fish. Oh, you got me cutting them up. Good crap. Light bite. Like a good old straight meat. BGJP. I think we're ready for another, right? Right there. Barely can see that tip move. But it got him. It got him. Oh, and he got a mess on here. Little fish. Let's see if we can get it up here and get out of this mess before we get into another one. Unless we've got more than one fish on. I'm not sure what's going on with that pole. I'll have to check it. Another one. Good thing about winter fishing, don't give up on it. Sometimes you gotta look around a little bit, but when you find them, you can get into a good school. As you can see right here, I may have to back off to 6 poles. I found a real good school here. It probably was marking somewhere in the neighborhood of 200 fish on it. I got another one on my number 4 over there. So I don't have my net man with me today, and I don't really recommend this. This ultralight pole was not made for lifting. It's made for sensitivity. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. can see, I'm just using a number 2 hook, straight meat. Having a good time. Like a pretty day of fishing on a lake. That one there, do a little surgery on him. And we'll take care of you, little buddy. Grow up. Come back. Put a fresh minnow on this one. See if we can't get us another one real quick. Like you can see, water fairly clear, probably about 18 inches of visibility, which is clear for a lot of lakes, but for Lake Greenwood, it's a little bit stained. They've been drawing the water down. So it's brought a little color from upstream downstream. Like I said, we had a couple of cold fronts come through. It's pretty comfortable right now. Up to about 50 degrees. And these fish have a tendency right now, during the middle of the day, they've started concentrating over some of these large laid down trees that were left here on the bottom of the lake. Oh, missed him. Started concentrating in the larger schools. I'd say sometimes it takes a little bit longer to find them, but when you do, stay with them. I'm going to ease back up here and I'll see if we can't get one or two more. Oh, there he is. Oh. I need my partner. Let's ease back up over the structure and see if we can't get another one. If you're serious about crappie fishing and tight lining, you got to be seriously looking at B'n'M poles, BGJPs, PSTs, deeper, more clearer lakes, or pushing heavier baits. Typically, when I go down over 15, 18, 20 feet, I'm going to bump up to 3/4, sometimes 1 ounce lead. All depends on the wind conditions. I may use the PSTs if I'm using a heavier bait with 1 ounce leads or something like that. But when I'm looking for, what I prefer is the BGJP. And that's short for Buck's Graphite Jig Pole. It's a proven winner. You got to get them. bnmpoles.com. I'm going to ease up here and catch one more. I'll let you guys move on to somewhere else. There he is. Notice I'm stripping a little line. There's one tip that I would recommend with any pole. No matter what the length, never reel your line in any shorter than the length of that rod or pole. I mean, this is 7 foot. Leave 7 foot of line. It gives you some room and leeway to work the net. Plus you don't have to worry about breaking off tips on an ultralight rod. They're designed for sensitivity on the bite, not for lifting fish. What we've done today is we set up another camera just out at rod tip length, just to show you how sensitive. Most of these fish we're catching are only about 3/4 of a pound to 9/10. Just average good eating fish, but they're still a little bit lethargic. They're biting a little better during the middle of the day today, but this is just to demonstrate how sensitive that tip is. Well, even to wood. And that's why you use a light wire hook. A hook bent out, even by myself. Struggled. But I managed to get them all unhung without breaking off. So I put them back down. Sometimes it can get a little busy. Down to 14, trying to see if I can find some fatter ones and found some fat wood. I'm gonna just stay at 11 and sit tight and let them come to me. Oh, he got the better of me. He has the best rod in the world. If you don't watch him, it won't do you any good.